She stood on the edge of the quiet street, the rain soaking her hair and dripping down her coat. Her hands trembled as she clutched the small bag she carried, filled with what little she had left. She felt invisible, defeated, like the weight of the world was pressing her down. "Maybe this is it," she whispered to herself, tears mingling with the rain. Just when she thought no one could notice, a voice called softly, "Hey, are you okay?" Her name was Emma. For as long as she could remember, life had been a series of struggles, one after another. She worked long hours at a diner, barely making enough to cover rent and food, and she had no family nearby to lean on. Every day felt like a battle, not just with money, but with hope itself. Emma had dreams once. She wanted to go back to school, to study nursing, to help people. But bills piled up, setbacks came one after another, and slowly those dreams seemed to fade like mist in the morning sun. She lived alone in a small, worn-down apartment. The neighbors knew little about her, and friends, well, friendships had drifted away over the years. She had her routines, her quiet little world, and the loneliness was a constant companion. That day, though, something felt different. The morning had been heavy, with customers leaving her tips that barely covered her lunch. Her supervisor had been short with her, and the letter she had received at home, a rejection from the nursing program she had applied to, had pushed her heart further toward despair. Emma walked home through the drizzle, dragging her feet along the wet pavement. She couldn't stop thinking, maybe I failed too many times. Maybe I'm just not meant for anything good. Her bag bumped against her knees, reminding her of the few belongings she had. At the corner of the street, a stray dog appeared, shivering under an awning. Its fur was matted, and it looked at her with gentle, pleading eyes. She knelt down instinctively, reaching out a hand. "Hey, little guy, you're cold too, huh?" she murmured. The dog whimpered, pressing its head against her palm. For a moment, Emma felt something stir inside her, a flicker of warmth, a reminder that even in pain, there could still be connection. But the feeling was fleeting. A car honked, people walked by without noticing her, and the shadow of her worries returned. She continued walking, the drizzle turning into a steady rain. By the time she reached her building, she was soaked to the bone. She climbed the stairs slowly, each step heavier than the last. Her small apartment greeted her with silence, and she sank onto the floor, hugging her knees. "I can't do this anymore," she whispered to no one. Then there was a knock at the door. Emma froze. Who could it be? She wasn't expecting anyone. Wiping her wet hair from her face, she opened the door cautiously. There stood an elderly woman, holding a small paper bag. Her eyes were kind, her smile gentle. "I live in the building across the hall," she said softly. "I saw you walking in the rain earlier. I thought you might like some soup. I know a day like this can feel heavy." Emma blinked, unsure what to say. I don't know what to say," she stammered. The woman chuckled lightly. "You don't have to say anything. Just take it. And maybe tomorrow, smile at someone else. That's all." Tears welled up in Emma's eyes. She took the bag, feeling a warmth that had nothing to do with the soup inside. For the first time that day, she felt noticed. She felt cared for. And in that small act, the weight she had been carrying seemed a little lighter. That night, as she ate the soup, she thought about the woman's words. She realized that sometimes kindness didn't have to be grand or life-changing. Sometimes it was as simple as noticing someone, reaching out and saying, "I see you. You matter." Emma blinked, unsure what to say. I don't know what to say," she stammered. Over the next few days, Emma found herself looking for ways to pass on the kindness she had received. She started small, helping a neighbor carry groceries, smiling at a lonely coworker, leaving an extra sandwich for someone in need. With each act, she felt a light return to her heart, a reminder that even when life seems too heavy, we are never truly alone. Weeks later, Emma walked past the corner where she had met the stray dog. This time, she had a small blanket in her bag. She knelt down and wrapped it gently around him. "Here, little guy, this should keep you warm," she whispered. And in that moment, Emma realized something beautiful. The world could feel harsh and cold, but even the smallest gestures could ripple outward, touching lives in ways we might never see. Her dreams hadn't vanished. They were waiting, like seeds beneath the snow, ready to bloom when tended with care and hope. From that day on, Emma carried the lesson with her. Kindness is not just about grand gestures or heroic acts. It's about noticing the quiet struggles around us, offering help when we can, and sharing our warmth when it's needed most. One small act could indeed change everything, not just for others, but for ourselves as well. And sometimes, when life feels too heavy, all we need is a reminder that we are seen, we are valued, and we are loved, even in the smallest ways.